and welcome back to Cheap and Green. Today I'm participating in the One Box Challenge. This challenge is hosted by Rachel of Sweet and Simple Home, and I look forward to it every year. It's January, so what a great time to start tidying up and purging and getting back some of the real estate in your house. If you're not familiar with the One Box Challenge, this is what it entails. You take any box, or a bag would be fine, laundry basket, bin, pile, whatever, and you go through your house and you put in items that are no longer serving you. Maybe it's clothes that don't fit, or books you're over, or you don't want them anymore. Any items, decorative items, and this box will be donated. So it's great. It's great to purge those things that aren't serving you anymore, that you have no use for, and starting with a clean palette for the new year. So let me show you what I have got so far. Here's the box I started off with. As you can see, it is full and there's still more behind it. In addition, there's more things that I was able to actually sell. So I've made a little bit of money as well. Let's unpack this box and I'll show you the kinds of things that I'm going to be donating. And also I want to talk about the kinds of things that are best to donate and some things that might end up just being thrown out. This fake Christmas tree, we bought this many years ago as a Christmas tree to use in my daughter's bedroom. We've lost the stand long ago, and I've been using it outside in the urn out beside our front door. But I'm tired of it, and I actually prefer a more natural sort of arrangement in the front of the house, so I'm going to let this go. Because it doesn't have a stand and it's pretty old, I'm really not sure that donating it to a thrift store is the best solution. They could just end up with having to deal with this as trash. So I'm going to put it aside and think about that. This may end up having to just be garbage. This is just a little bag of those tiny little muffin wrappers or cupcake wrappers, and the silicone ones, which I really don't use. There's only 4 of them. And I just have no use for them. These are perfectly good. I may pass them along to a friend that still does these tiny little cupcakes. I bought these to be extra bowls for our birds, and we don't need them anymore, so I'm passing them along. This beautiful vintage beaded bag I've had in my booth for, I'm sure, more than a year. The latch is broken, and I can't sell it. So again, because the latch is broken, I'm not sure if it is a Goodwill, donation or not. I may see if there's somebody that wants to take this on as a little project, because I do actually have the missing latch. It could be glued back on. So, but it's not serving me, so it's moving on. This is for Canadian winters. We had been keeping it in the car, but honestly, I don't find that I've been using it. I just use the brushes to sweep the snow off. I worry about using this on the car and having it scratch, so I think I'm just going to pass that along. These are all clothes from my daughter's closet. They maybe are a little bit small, or she's just over them. So these are all in fine condition. There's no big stains or rips or anything like that, so these are perfect to donate to Goodwill. These are incandescent light bulbs. We've completely switched over to LEDs now. I'm not using these, they're just taking up space, but maybe somebody else can use them. They work perfectly fine, just not suitable for our house, so I'm passing them along. Maya went through and she's decided that she's over these purses and this wallet. This wallet is a little damaged, so I'll have to think about whether that's good enough to go to Goodwill or not. The rest of them are in good condition, just not her thing anymore. I don't remember where I got this book, but Maya's 17, so she's kind of done. And I think I'll just put this in the little library and I'm finished with it. The rest of these are just bits and pieces from the kitchen. A universal remote we don't need anymore, some placemats we don't use, a yo-yo, and this is a vacuum attachment that does not actually fit inside the vacuum attachment holder, so it's just kind of in the way, and it makes me crazy. So it has to go. This is like a kitchen organizer. I suppose it could be used in the bathroom. I'm not using it. It's been hanging around for months and months, so I'm going to pass that along. This stuff here, these cute pumpkins, the little plate, and the Avon bell, it's stuff that's come from the booth. It's been hanging around, and it's just time that it moved along. We're finished with these DVDs. We've watched them, we've enjoyed them, but now we're done. We have this big Christmas box. It's just in the way. I don't really have storage for a lot of these containers, so I think I'm just going to send that one off to Goodwill. I've been doing very well with selling items that we no longer need on Kijiji and also on the Facebook Marketplace. I just take nice, well-lit photos of them and put a description and a reasonable price, and people are willing to give me money for my stuff. So that's been working really, really well. We've gotten rid of a couple of shirts that didn't fit Garner, some clothes that I wasn't using anymore, just bits and pieces, But the one thing that was actually quite hard to part with was a red wool coat that I bought for my daughter when she was 8. And she's 17, and it's been sitting in storage, but it's so pretty, and I have such fond memories of her wearing that coat that I've been hanging on to it. Now, I've been telling myself that I was going to hang on to it until, I could pass it along to her kids. And then I actually did the math of that. How long am I going to have to store this coat? Okay, so she's 17, she's going to go to school. She's probably not going to get married and have kids until she's, 27, 30, right? So that's 10 years. And since this coat is an 8-10, those kids would have to be, assuming that, they like the coat and whatever, they'll have to be 10 years old. So now we're at 20 years. I've already had it for 10 years. Okay, I've stored this. I'm going to be storing this coat for 30 years. That is crazy. That's crazy. I can't store this coat for 30 years. That's insane. So I have sold it. It was hard. It was hard, but I sold it. And I found out that it's actually been purchased for a theatrical production. So it will be on stage, which I think is lovely. What a lovely tribute to my daughter's coat. If you haven't, please do go and visit Rachel at Sweet and Simple Home. Not only is her channel fantastic for lifestyle tips and decorating tips, but she will have a complete list of all the people participating in this challenge, so you can watch a whole ton of them. Thanks for joining me on Cheap and Green. I encourage you to watch the one box challenges and maybe do one on your own. I'll see you next time.